Alright, here's my David Gilmour setup, Pink Floyd. Um, I'm going to just give you a quick verbal overview, and I'm going to be playing this stuff in another video coming up shortly. But we'll start from the bottom. I got the Fender Twin Reverb. I got it run, but not with the Jensen speaker. I got it run at half power. I pulled two of the 6L6 tubes out and run at half power through 112, and it's a Celestion V30 speaker, so I get more that more like a Marshall cabinet with the Fender Twin Reverb head. Gilmour did that, I think, around Dark Side of the Moon or Wish You Were Here, around that era. I have this little Marshall, but I'm not using it now. It's just there, just to make it look pretty. Then I have the high watt. It's not no DR103, which Gilmour used. It doesn't even sound like it, but it's as close as I can get to it with the high watt cabinet. This is the T10 T20. As far as the pedals go, I got the Jimi Hendrix Fuzz Face, the original large one, battery operated. And I also have a smaller one that's just there. I use this smaller one because it's I can plug it in. I don't have to worry about a battery and the battery leaking and rotting out the insides. This one I just put away because I like to collect them. Got that run straight from the guitar, okay, because it's very temperamental with anything before it, so I keep it first if I use it. Then I have my Polytune and buffer. Then I run that into my Capered, which is a it's a clone of the Big Muff Ram's Head, as you see the little Ram's Head there. Sounds amazing, and I like it because it's a big pedal, it's solid metal, it's just like the old original Ram's Head Big Muff. Then I got the by the way, Gilmour used this Fuzz Face. He used the Fuzz Face, the red one as well, with the germanium, and this is the silicone inside transistors. And he used the Fuzz Face in the 60s, and then around 77, 76, he jumped over to the Big Muff. With animals, he did that. He used the Dynacomp with that era of animals and prior. Then he switched over in like the I guess the 80s to the Boss CS2. Maybe it was late 80s and mid-late 80s. And then I used the Blues Driver just because everybody else does, and it gives you that good clean boost with a little mid in there, so it gives you a little nose. Then I have the Electro Harmonics reissue Ram's Head Big Muff. I don't use this one often, or this one, so I figured I'd pull them out and set them up here for the Gilmour tone. I did run this one before the compressors and this one after the compressors, so you can hear the difference, because Gilmour ran the compressors after his distortion and fuzz. Back then, I guess that's what they did, because that's what the studios did. But later on, when he got this one, the CS2, he jumped them in the front and then put the fuzzes after, which is the way most people do it now. Okay, then I got the Sovchek Big Muff. It's the Russian, like the green Russian type with the mid-range. I didn't like this for a while. I've had it for a few years. I kept it away and used the standard one, as you saw on other videos. But this one, I gotta admit, I'm playing it, and it sounds pretty damn good. And without the mids, I don't use that. I don't need it. This one, you could run it just straight. I like it for the noise gate, and it's big. I like big pedals, solid big pedals. Then I got the Hot Wax, which is the it's got the crayon, and it's got the hot tubes, and the crayon's kind of like a mid-rangey type pedal for like a clean boost or a slight overdrive. Then the hot tubes goes anywhere from heavy overdrive to... This one sounds... The hot tubes is a perfect if you want to add distortion to any other pedal or an amp and make it sound like it's natural tube distortion. So I like the hot tubes. And you can even run the crayon in front of it and boost it a little bit, or EQ it up, give it a little mid-range. Then I got the Rat, which Gilmour used in the late 80s, early 90s for a very short time. And I like this one because it has a very low end. It's got no low end, so I like that. And it gives you that good overdrive sound. You can compensate the Rat if you turn the distortion up pretty high. to compensate for the fuzz face, if you want to run, let's say, your compressor on and you don't want to run a fuzz face into a compressor, then you just turn the compressor on and you could use the rat and turn your distortion up. Or better yet, you can run the tube driver, which is, you see, I have it. Gilmour has like 3 of these now. He had 2 for a while in the early 90s. One for like a clean boost at the end, like the color driver, the power boost. Actually, he used this in the early 60s, like and through Wish You Were Here, and then he got rid of it and adopted this instead. And then he got 2 of these, and one for overdrive and one for like slight overdrive, and then a third one, which is the clean boost, that resembles what he used this for. So basically I kind of introduced the power boost as well, which is a classic of his. He used to have the fuzz face and the power boost, and that was it. Then he got the big muff, and then no more fuzz face. Then he got the tube driver, no more power boost. But then he slowly brought them back, like a Pompeii and stuff like that. He brings back his old classics. He pulls them out, wipes the dust off. And so then I got the EQ pedal. What I do is, this is a little complicated here now. I got wet dry set up. So I got the high watt, which is dry. You just get the distortion of fuzzes, and that's it. Then you get the wet, which is the Fender. The Fender, if you look at my humdinger, it comes out of the tube driver. The chain goes like this. It goes like this, okay? Then it goes to this, then to this, and that's the last pedal of the main chain. Then it goes to the humdinger and splits off with the buffered output, okay? To one goes straight to this, and then it goes to the high watt. Okay, that's for the dry. And I use this so I can adjust the EQ to make it match the Fender Twin a little better, and I can boost up the volume without having to turn the amp up. Give it a little overdrive, hit the front end of the amp. Then that's that. Then the other output goes towards the Phase 90, which Gilmour used in the up till about 76, and then he went over to the Electric Mistress, which is, I have an E-Lady, which is a cheap Moore version, but it works just as good almost. It's very good, and it saves a lot of space. But I would get the other one if I felt like dishing out the money, but I don't. Then it goes from the Phase 90 to the flanger, and from the flanger to this clean boost. This is a clone of this, but this I use for like overdrive. As you see, it's set at like 9 o'clock, just past 9. I'm sorry, just past 3 to give that overdrive. And then this one, I use one as clean, as you can see. Drive is all the way clean. I cut the bass down and the treble a little bit, and I use this as like a volume boost. This is my volume boost for the high watt, for the dry, and for the wet, the Fender, I use this as my volume boost. This makes sense because this gives it a slight overdrive even at clean, which is good for the Fender Twin because that's a very clean amp. So I can match them without having to adjust the amps themselves because I like to keep them set where they are if I can. Then it goes from this. So the Twin is the wet, and it gets the Phase 90, gets the flanger, gets the clean boost with slight overdrive if I need it, and compression. And then it goes into the delay, the digital delay, which Gilmour uses in the 90s. Then I got the delay running into my tremolo. It's an interesting looking pedal too. I have the wheels, I just took them off because it keeps rolling around when I hit it. So I don't want it rolling off the board. And that's my Mystery Machine tremolo, which I use for like the to make it resemble, Gilmour had a rotary speaker, so I want to give it that rotary sound, but it just gives it, I don't know, it's okay. I use it once in a while, but I just pulled out the Phase 90, and that gives me that sound as well, so I don't know, I'm still experimenting with what my toys are. And that's basically the pedal board. That's the overview. And the next video I'll have will be up shortly where I'm going to actually play them. And yes, you see there's like 3 big muffs. There's 1 right here, 2, 3, and I actually have 1 or 2 more that are put away. So what I'll do is after the video of the Gilmour jamming out to these pedals and stuff, I'm going to do comparisons. I'm going to compare those, all the big muffs, and I'm going to compare the tube driver with the fuzz face. And I already did one with the power boost, and I did one with the color driver, so you can check that video out. It's been out a while. And the big muff versus big muff versus big muff versus big muff versus big muff video, and the tube driver versus the fuzz face. And also I'll get the third fuzz face in there well, the second fuzz face, and so you have all three pedals. You have this one. We'll compare these two, and then we'll try to make this one match these two, and we'll have a lot of fun doing that. All right, hope you enjoyed this overview, and enjoy the next video.